Good morning and welcome to this week's No Bullshit Nail Club Wisdom Wednesday, brought to you again by my car. Had a reprieve last time from a hotel room and we are back to the car. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to dive straight in and tackle the subject at hand, because it is going to be a bit of a ranty one. I think it's going to be a bit of a hot topic. I should call this Hot Topic Tuesday, really, shouldn't I? Or Hot Take Tuesday. I think people are going to be really in two minds about how they feel about this one, but I don't care. I've got to say what I've got to say, and you can listen or you can agree or not agree, and that's entirely your prerogative. So as it says on the main thing of it, oh god, what have I done to myself? Hello. You can make excuses or you can get results, and you can't do both, unfortunately. That is the main thing of it. Something you'll see when you look at people that are really productive and people that are really doing well for themselves and successful is that they don't make excuses. They don't make excuses for why they've not had time for something. They don't make excuses about why they can't do something or why they've failed at something. And when they fail, they generally say, I tried this, I failed. I mean, some people do hide their failures, and I don't recommend it. I recommend that you broadcast things that you've tried and have been unsuccessful, because in every failure, if you like, there are lessons to be learned, and those things are important, because as human beings, that's how we learn things that we don't know. It's trial and error, right? So what am I talking about really when I say you can make excuses or you can have results? From an educator's standpoint, what I see more and more are people that are cutting corners. Now, whether they're doing this deliberately, whether they're doing it for money or time or patience or whatever it is, whatever the underlying cause is, I'm seeing it all the time. People that want to do an online course because they don't have time to do an in-person course. Now, if you don't have time to do a 1, 2, 3 day course to learn your skill, when are you going to have time to do the job? I also have students who in the past have said to me they don't have time to do the online theory section of the course. Now, theory is incredibly important. Theory underpins the knowledge of everything you do as practical. So if you are doing a lovely set of nails, you really have to know all of the theory, the anatomy, the physiology, the science, health and safety, all of it. We're working with chemicals at the end of the day. And you really need to understand it all. So learning the theory is incredibly important, and to say that you don't have time to do it means, what that says to me is you just don't care, you're not interested. Whether that is the case or not, I don't know. I mean, I really feel like some people fool themselves into thinking they genuinely don't have time for it. Now, I will always come back to students and say, if you don't have time to sit and do the theory, to actually learn what you're going to be practicing, when are you going to take clients? I've had students in the past say, I've got a baby, I've got young kids, I've got a full-time job, and I said, when are you thinking of taking clients on? And they said, oh, you know, evenings, weekends. And I said, well, you could use that time to study. And they said, oh no, I haven't got time. So it isn't that people don't have time, it is that you don't want to use that specific time to do that specific thing, and it's about prioritizing. Now, if you're learning a new trade, whether that's nails, lashes, hair, SPMU, whatever it is you're learning, it isn't a case of going to do a course 6 hours, 2 days, 3 days a week, or whatever the course length is, and then you can immediately go home and knock that out on a client. You're going to need to go home and practice. You're going to need to get friends, family, case studies, model clients. You're going to have to practice. You don't do one driving lesson for a day and take your test at the end of it and then get your license. You don't pick up a guitar on the first time that you play it, go and sit with a tutor for a day, 1 day, 2 days, a week, and then join a band. This is just not how it works. And if you are somebody that has decided that you want to do nails or lashes or whatever it is in the beauty sector or our industry, if you have decided that you want to do this as a career, and you think that you can do one quick course and then start making your fortunes, you have massively underestimated the industry that you apparently want to be part of. Now, I just sound like a mum ranting, but I'm so passionate about the industry and about the standard of education. What I'm seeing is a lot of people, and last year, 2024, for me as an educator with private academy, so I really go in depth with my students and look at how they learn and what they've done in the past and where they want to go, so I can tailor the courses to them. And what I saw more than anything else last year is the students that came to me have learned previously elsewhere. They've done a £19 online diploma, which means nothing. They've got insurance. Now, you know, this isn't part of this topic. I will do my own rant for that. But just because you've got insurance doesn't mean they'll cover you. I want you to really think about what I've just said there. Just because you've got insurance, just because they gave you insurance with the certificate you've got, does not mean in the event of a claim they would cover you. Just think about it. If a course was too good to be true and it was 20 quid online and you ticked a load of boxes and you never had to put your hands to a client or show anyone your work, you're not going to get covered. You get insurance, but no one's going to cover you. Now, going back to the main topic, because I do go off on little side quests, you know, ADHD. You can make excuses or you can get results. If you don't think you've got time, go into your phone and look up your screen time. And this is your Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Netflix. Look at your screen time. In fact, I'm going to go and look mine up, which will be really interesting because I do use a lot of those for business, but I do use a lot of them for scrolling and wasting time as well, and procrastinating and all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to look mine up and let you know. Hang on one sec. Wow, okay, I'm not doing that again. Fucking hell. So, just between those three, so Facebook, Instagram and the internet, in the last week, I have used 32 hours of my time between Facebook, Instagram and the internet. Now, can you imagine how much money you can earn in 32 hours? Can you imagine how much theory you could do in 32 hours? Could you imagine how much learning you could do in 32 hours? Practice, clients, 32 hours, what's that? 16 clients potentially? 16 to 20 clients, depending on what services you're doing, how long they, take per client and all that kind of stuff. 16 clients, that's a lot of money, isn't it? £50 a client. That's a lot of money. That's like a week's worth of work. That's like a full-time job. Now, don't get me wrong, some of that is when I'm laying in bed scrolling through things. I run multiple groups on Facebook, so there's that. I'm admin on pages. I have students messaging me. My main messenger for students at the moment is Instagram. And again, taking a bit of responsibility myself here, I admit that I've got a social media problem, and actually my entire screen time for the week is actually 58 hours for the last 7 days, which is an obscene amount of time. 2.5 days of my week I spend on screen. Yes, probably half of that is work, but the other half is definitely not. So taking accountability for myself, one of the things that I'm doing this year is to come off of the scrolling. I've come away from TikTok quite a lot. I might even just get rid of it full stop. I don't know yet. Let's not make any hasty decisions. But the excuse of I'm just going on to check a message on Instagram that students messaged me and then coming away, I just scroll. So I'm going over to WhatsApp to get away from doing that. Okay, I had to cut that video because my errands had finished for the day and I didn't get around to finishing the video. So I'm back in a different car location on a different day to finish this video. So this will be coming out slightly late, as you would have already guessed. Okay, so basically what we were talking about is you can make excuses or you can get results. And those of us that continue to make excuses, whether it's because we are distracted by social media, whether it is because the fear of starting something new, procrastination, I don't know about you, but as an ADHD person, it isn't doing the task, it's starting the task that's the problem for me. And actually, if that's a problem for you, then the answer to that really, I mean, it's different for everybody, but for me, the answer to that was breaking it into much, much smaller workable pieces. So if you've got a big job to do, what is the first thing you need to do to make a start? What is the second thing you need to do on that job? What is the third thing you need to do? Break it into about 10 pieces, put it on a tick list and tick it off as you go. And actually, once you've started it, you'll probably do the whole damn thing, because you haven't got one thing to do, you've got 20 little tiny things to do, or 10 little tiny things to do. It could take you 10 minutes, but once you start it, you're going to be like, okay, I'm in the flow of this, and you're going to get it done. And really, in terms of our industry and training, don't look to cut corners and don't look to not have time. You need to think about being in this industry for the long haul. This isn't a hobby, this is a career. When you're thinking about training, don't look for the quick courses. Why are they quick? Why are they fast courses? Why are they online? I'm not knocking all online courses, but I could count on one hand the amount of educators that run purely online courses that I would give any credit to in the entire industry. There may be more, there may well be more that I don't know about or I haven't really looked into, but the ones that I do know about, I would say I could count on one hand, let's just put it that way. For nail courses, you'd have to really get involved with the other industries to find out who is good online educator. The other thing about online courses as well, and I know that this is not for this video particularly, is that not everybody suits online learning. To be totally honest, I don't. When it comes to a practical situation, I do not suit online learning at all. Most people with ADHD don't. They need a level of interaction. Most people in our industry are what's called kinesthetic learners, so we need to be a bit more hands-on. Most people in our industry are also auditory learners, so we need to hear stuff, we need to be part of discussion, we need to be in a classroom interacting, having like a back and forth conversation. If your training is online and all you're doing is reading stuff, most people are not read-write learners. About 2% of the whole population are read-write learners. Absolute nonsense, because that's how all education is set up. But you need to be in a situation where you can learn best, and if you're looking for that excuse of I don't have time for the course, if you don't have time to invest in yourself and in your business and in your long term and in your finances and in whatever reasons you're doing this for, just don't do it, and wait for the time that you do have to invest. And that's it really. I'm going to stop ranting because I feel like this video is just going to go on forever otherwise, but you get the idea. What are your excuses? Write them down. What are your excuses, and are they real? You know, I don't have time isn't an excuse. Go on, look at your screen time. How much time in the evening do you spend sitting down watching TV? If you converted all your Netflix time or YouTube time or Amazon Prime or whatever it is you watch, so when you sit down in the evening, just soaps, EastEnders, so I that cut off. If you add up all that time, write it down. Get a pad and paper and write down all the things you do that take up your time, and if you were to put that into practicing nail art, practicing acrylic, practicing shaping, practicing application, getting models in, if you were to actually think about how much time you do have, and I'm not saying don't have any free time, I'm not saying don't do any hobbies, I'm not saying, you know, get rid of all your spare time, I'm not insinuating that at all, because we all need it. You know, I go to the gym and do physio and hydrotherapy, and I spend 3 hours there twice a week, and sometimes more if I can. You know, that's a lot of time. I could be learning, I could be learning or earning. So, you know, really just think about the wasted time is what I'm saying, and write your excuses down and really consider whether they're real or not, and decide what you want more. If you need any help or guidance with any of this, always you can contact me, you can email me, you can message me on Instagram, you can contact me on Facebook, you can join the Facebook support group, the No Bullshit Nail Club. I am going to be bringing out a business WhatsApp in the very near future as well. Eyes peeled for that. I know, no ringing though, us autistics don't like that. Well, I don't, my brand of autism doesn't like it. So text only, but it will make me much more accessible. So yes, there's that. Okay, so I hope that has helped someone, and if you don't like it, it's probably because you're relying on your excuses not to do the things you really want to do, and that's what's holding you back. So that's fine. Anyway, let me know in the comments how you get on. Let me know if this was helpful to you, and let me know what you want to see next. Real talk. If you're not already in the group, in the No Bullshit Nail Club on Facebook, do join it. It is a nail club, but it is for all beauty industry and everybody, because there is a bit of something for everyone. So come and join the group, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching yet again. Bye.